The feeling of being stuck, of running on a treadmill and getting nowhere, it's a familiar one for many of us. We've all been there, feeling like we're giving it our all, but somehow, we're still not getting ahead. It's a frustrating, demotivating experience, and it's one that can be really tough to shake. But what if I told you that this feeling isn't just a natural consequence of hard work? What if it's actually a deliberately designed system, one that's meant to keep you in a state of perpetual exhaustion? You might be wondering how this is possible, and that's exactly what we're going to explore. Let's start with the basics. We all know that the modern workplace can be a stressful, demanding environment. But what if I told you that this stress isn't just a byproduct of hard work? What if it's actually a key component of the system, one that's designed to keep you in a state of constant anxiety? This is where the concept of cognitive dissonance comes in. Cognitive dissonance is the feeling of discomfort or tension that we experience when we're faced with conflicting ideas or values. And in the workplace, this can manifest in all sorts of ways, from the pressure to meet unrealistic deadlines to the expectation that we'll be constantly available and responsive. It's a never-ending cycle of stress and anxiety, and it's one that can be really tough to break free from. So, how does this relate to your own experience? Now, let's talk about micro-compliance. Micro-compliance refers to the small, seemingly insignificant concessions that we make on a daily basis. These might be things like agreeing to take on extra work, or volunteering for a project that we don't really want to do. They might seem like small things, but over time, they can add up to a significant loss of autonomy. And that's exactly what the system is designed to do, to slowly chip away at our sense of control and agency, until we're left feeling like we're just going through the motions. So, how can you recognize micro-compliance in your own life? Operant conditioning is another key component of the system. Operant conditioning refers to the process of using rewards and punishments to shape behavior. In the workplace, this might manifest as things like performance reviews, bonuses, or promotions. These are all designed to encourage certain behaviors, and to discourage others. But the problem is that they can also be used to manipulate and control us, to get us to do things that we might not otherwise want to do. So, how can you recognize operant conditioning in your own workplace? The 9-to-5 grind is not just a natural consequence of work, it's a deliberately designed system, one that's meant to extract value from us, often at the expense of our well-being. It's a system that's based on the principles of operant conditioning, and one that uses micro-compliance to slowly chip away at our sense of control and agency. So, how can you start to break free from this system, and regain sovereignty over your life? Recognizing the extraction loop is the first step towards breaking free from it. This means acknowledging the ways in which the system is designed to manipulate and control us, and taking steps to disrupt that process. It might mean setting boundaries, or learning to say no to requests that don't align with our values. It might mean finding ways to reduce our stress and anxiety, or seeking out support from others. So, what are some strategies that you can use to start breaking free from the extraction loop? One of the most powerful tools we have for breaking free from the extraction loop is our ability to recognize and reframe the behavioral programs that have been installed in us. This means becoming aware of the ways in which we've been conditioned to think and behave, and taking steps to challenge and overcome those patterns. It might mean seeking out new knowledge or skills, or finding ways to reframe our perceptions and attitudes. So, how can you start to recognize and reframe the behavioral programs that are holding you back? The performance review is a powerful tool for installing behavioral programs, and it's one that's often used to manipulate and control us. But what if we could turn the tables, and use the performance review as a tool for our own empowerment? This might mean approaching the review as an opportunity to set boundaries, or to negotiate for changes that align with our values. It might mean using the review as a chance to seek out feedback and support, or to identify areas where we need to grow and develop. So, how can you start to use the performance review as a tool for your own empowerment? As we move forward, it's essential to recognize that breaking free from the extraction loop is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It requires ongoing effort and commitment, as well as a willingness to challenge and overcome the patterns and programs that have been installed in us. But the reward is worth it, a life of greater autonomy, sovereignty, and fulfillment. So, what's the next step you'll take to break free from the extraction loop and start living the life you deserve? As we delve deeper into the extraction loop, it's crucial to recognize that the 9-to-5 grind is not just a natural consequence of work, but a deliberately designed system to extract value from workers, often at the expense of their well-being. This is exactly why we feel exhausted, despite our outward success. The machine is designed to keep us compliant, and it does so by exploiting our cognitive dissonance. Remember when we said that micro-compliance refers to the small, seemingly insignificant actions we take every day? These actions add up, and they're the foundation of the extraction loop. The system uses operant conditioning to install behavioral programs, making it difficult for us to recognize the manipulation. But recognizing the extraction loop is the first step towards breaking free from it. It's time to acknowledge the depth of the manipulation and take action to reclaim our sovereignty. The implications of this deliberate design are far-reaching. It means that our entire lives are being shaped by the extraction loop, from the way we think about work to the way we feel about ourselves. We're not just tired, we're not just stressed, we're being conditioned to be compliant, to be good workers, to be cogs in the machine. But what if we could break free from this loop? What if we could recognize the behavioral programs installed in us and reframe them? What if we could take back control of our lives and our work? It starts with acknowledging the extraction loop and its impact on our lives. We need to understand how the system uses performance reviews, manager feedback, and other tools to install behavioral programs and keep us compliant. Once we recognize the mechanism, we can begin to disrupt it. The sovereign alternative is not a utopian dream, but a concrete reality. It's a way of living and working that prioritizes our well-being, our autonomy, and our freedom. It's a way of recognizing the extraction loop and disrupting it, of taking back control of our lives and our work. We can start by reframing performance reviews as opportunities for growth and development, rather than as tools for control and compliance. We can start by recognizing the micro-compliance traps and avoiding them. We can start by building a support network of like-minded individuals who share our values and our goals. It's time to take action, to move from recognition to empowerment, and to create a new reality, one that is based on our values, our needs, and our desires. So, what does this mean for our daily lives? It means that we need to be aware of the extraction loop and its impact on our behavior, our thoughts, and our feelings. It means that we need to recognize the micro-compliance traps and avoid them. It means that we need to build a support network of like-minded individuals who share our values and our goals. It means that we need to take action, to move from recognition to empowerment, and to create a new reality, one that is based on our values, our needs, and our desires. We can start by making small changes, by taking small steps towards freedom and autonomy. We can start by saying no to the things that drain our energy, and saying yes to the things that nourish our souls. We can start by recognizing our own worth, our own value, and our own power. The way out of the extraction loop is not a single event, but a continuous process. It requires ongoing effort and commitment, as well as a willingness to challenge and overcome the patterns and programs that have been installed in us. It's a journey, not a destination. And it's a journey that we must take, if we want to reclaim our sovereignty, our autonomy, and our freedom. We need to be patient, persistent, and compassionate with ourselves, as we navigate this journey. We need to recognize that we're not alone, that there are others who are also trapped in the extraction loop, and that together, we can create a new reality. We need to take action, to move from recognition to empowerment, and to create a new world, one that is based on our values, our needs, and our desires. As we move forward, it's essential to recognize that the extraction loop is not just a personal issue, but a systemic one. It's a problem that affects not just individuals, but entire communities, entire societies. It's a problem that requires a collective solution, a solution that involves all of us, working together, to create a new reality. We need to build a movement that prioritizes our well-being, our autonomy, and our freedom. We need to create a world that is based on our values, our needs, and our desires. We need to take action, to move from recognition to empowerment, and to create a new world, one that is just, equitable, and free. The time for change is now, and it's up to us to make it happen. So, what's the first step? The first step is to recognize the extraction loop and its impact on our lives. The first step is to acknowledge the manipulation and the control. The first step is to take back control of our lives and our work. We can start by reframing our relationship with work, by recognizing that we're not just workers, but human beings, with needs, desires, and values. We can start by building a support network of like-minded individuals who share our values and our goals. We can start by taking small steps towards freedom and autonomy. And we can start by saying yes to the things that nourish our souls, and saying no to the things that drain our energy. The time for change is now, and it's up to us to make it happen. Join us, and together, let's create a new reality, one that is based on our values, our needs, and our desires. Visit sovereign-synthesis.com to learn more about breaking free from the extraction loop and living a life of greater autonomy and fulfillment.